Do you have goals for 2025? I don't. I don't have any big resolutions and big goals, but I'm going to share with you what I'm thinking and how I plan to approach this new year. So if I haven't said it, Merry Christmas. We are still in the Christmas season, and Happy New Year, Happy 2025. I thought that I would share with you my plan to address and to have a healthy lifestyle. Healthy so that my body could get healthier, my mindset could get healthier, my spiritual life to take a whole new dimension, and also just personal development, what I'm going to do over these next 12 months to improve my life. I think that's each of our responsibility to do things that help us to grow into the person God created us to be. And that takes action. That takes doing something, having a goal that you can move forward and become better in every aspect of your life, because that's how we become whole. That's how we are equipped, that we become better and more able to do what we're called to do. It takes growth and it takes movement towards a certain direction. And I think that is true in every area of our life. That's what I'm looking at this new year as a way that I can grow and I can move forward little by setting goals out in front of me, not really resolutions, not to change who I am, but to help me step towards a better version of me. And I think that that's so important to look at this new year as an opportunity to become better. The habits that I have, I fast. I am a fasting, like I said, fasting and lifestyle coach. I have studied and read and gone into depth on that, exactly how fasting changes our life, how it heals our body. It's something that God created long ago. It's something that our ancestors naturally did, and it's something that's very healing for our body. Just like sleep is healing, eating's healing, the right food, and fasting is very healing. It gives our bodies a time to rest, to rejuvenate, to grow, to strengthen, to recover, to kill off disease, all these things that it does. And so fasting is part of my everyday lifestyle. It has changed my life. It's helped me lose 40 pounds. It's helped me heal my plantar fasciitis. It's helped me step out of my comfort zone because it's given me confidence, because I did something that I didn't believe I could do. Through my fasting lifestyle, I have more ambition and more confidence because of that. So that has helped me grow in other areas of my life because I did something I didn't think I could do. So fasting is one thing that I'm going to continue to do. The next thing is being aware of what I'm eating, whole foods. Now, I started out, my diet was keto, I went to carnivore, and now I am whole foods. No processed foods, no bad oils, no sugars, and no diet sodas. I have gone to just whole foods. And what I mean by that is one ingredient foods, foods that are grown in the ground or raised on a farm. That's what I eat. And I've also incorporated seeds and nuts into my diet, and I'm learning how to eat according to my hormones. As a woman, we have to fast and eat a little different according to our hormones and what we're experiencing at a certain time of the month. And so I'm really learning how to do that in a way that I had never done before. I'm trying new foods, things like kimchi. I didn't even know what kimchi was. And now I have that regularly because I know that helps to build the gut bacteria in my stomach, the good gut bacteria, and gut health is so important. So whole foods, I will continue to do that and experiment. I will say that for me, and I think for a lot of people, success comes in doing the same thing over and over. So I have a way that I eat, and I probably eat the same thing every day. There are times in the week where I will experiment or add something else in that maybe I hadn't before, because we have to have diversity in the nutrients and the microbes that we are putting into our body to help with our gut. But for the most part, staying the same is easy for me. It helps me to stay on track better. Eating whole food, eating nutrient-dense food, not eating processed food, that is my goal. And drinking water. I will be drinking water. I drink about 1 gallon a day. I will continue to do that. I fill this 4 times a day and I drink it. Sometimes I have electrolytes in it because being hydrated is so important when you're changing your whole body, the systems, trying to get down into the cellular healing level. You need water. You need to be hydrated for metabolic reasons. You need to be hydrated. So If you think you're drinking enough water, I guarantee you're not drinking enough water unless you're getting in a lot of water. I drink a gallon a day. They say half your body weight in ounces is what you should drink a day. I need more than that. For my body, I know I need more than that. And everybody's different, but I would say try to up your hydration. Make sure you're getting good electrolytes. I will put a link to a couple of electrolytes that I use every day because they have really helped me to stay hydrated. I don't have headaches. I don't have muscle cramps. And I know that has a lot to do with it. So stay hydrated. You want your cells to be able to take in that water that you're drinking. And the only way they can do that is if they have those electrolytes, the potassium, the magnesium, the calcium, and the sodium in order to take those into the cells. So make sure you're getting your electrolytes. Other supplements I take is right now I've started taking, they call it a cortisol mocktail. It's actually a combination of 3 different supplements that I take that add in. There's lion's mane in there. There's probiotics, prebiotics. There's some natural fruit extracts for energy. And I take that, and that has really, I've only taken it for like 30 days. It's a drink you mix up once a day. And that has really helped me. I noticed over this Christmas season, I didn't really get anxious a lot. Now, usually I do. If things aren't done, my shopping isn't done, the baking isn't done, we have so much to do. I had a house full. My daughters came home. My sons came home. And grandkids came. So we had a full house. And usually I would be a little bit anxious about it, a little bit feeling like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get this done? And this holiday season, I wasn't like that. I was calm. I just had this feeling like resilience, like everything was fine. I would get it done. It may not be perfect, but I was present and I felt really good, happy, joyful. And that's what this supplement that I'm drinking, the name for it, and I know it's strange, is the name for it is Happy Juice. And I understand why they say that, because that's how I felt. I just felt a peace. So I will continue with that supplements. I also take magnesium every day. I make sure I take iodine every day. I take vitamin D every day. I make sure that I get collagen every day. So those are the supplements I take right now. I will probably maybe adding some more in. I do drink a protein shake every once in a while to make sure I'm getting my protein goals in. My goal for protein on days that are non-fasting days, I try to get like up to 100 grams of protein. That's just where I feel best. That helps keep me satiated. And of course, at this time in my life, protecting my muscle is important to me. So I make sure that I get enough protein. And sometimes that requires me to have a protein shake. I add in some Greek yogurt or some cottage cheese to help bring up the protein count in it. And as long as it's a good, clean protein, I think that's fine to do. And I'll be sharing, different products that I use and try if I like, if I don't like. So you can stay tuned for that. The next thing is walking. I had a goal last year of 10,000 steps a day. Sometimes I went over that. Sometimes I didn't quite make that. And so this year, my goal for 2025, I started back before the week right after Christmas. I started to make sure every single day I got at least 10,000 steps, and I'm going to continue. Some days I may not make the mark, but that is my goal, minimum of 10,000 steps. Walking helps to lean out your body. It's so good for your metabolic health. It helps with clarity and your mental ability. It helps with relieving stress and cortisol. Cortisol is one of the biggest hormones that we strive and fight with as women in mid-age, because cortisol comes up, and when that comes up, you cannot lose weight. And everything, there's so much in our lifestyles that cause cortisol spikes. Walking brings it down because cortisol is your movement hormone. So walking, I will be walking. And a couple tips I've learned through, especially my past year, is walking after a meal. Every time you eat, if you go walk, that helps not only to bring cortisol down, but it helps with your insulin. It helps to regulate your blood sugar and your insulin. So you are doing so much good for your body. And it's just like a 10-minute walk or a 15-minute walk. So that's what I do, is I just make sure that I am walking. I have a walking pad that my children gifted to me last year. I walk around the house, or I'll go for a walk with one of the children outside. Outside, it's better because the fresh air, nature is so good for your mind, your body, your spirit. So all that. But walking is it's underrated, but it's one of the easiest things you can do for your health, for longevity and overall health and fighting chronic diseases. walking. So make a goal. 10,000 steps is mine. That doesn't have to be yours. There's been benefits from people doing 4,000 steps a day, but pick something and stick with it. Doing the little habit over and over again is where you're going to get big results. So just start. The next thing is my spiritual goals. Now, I am a convert to the Catholic Church. And so that in my adult life took a lot of, I had to learn and study. And so that, to me, that was like a benefit. Becoming Catholic from a Protestant religion, I had to do a lot of discerning and learning. And it was really something that was such a special time in my life. But through that all, one of the things it awakened in me was the desire to keep learning. This year, I just really want to be more present, more focused on my spiritual journey. I will continue to do the Bible in a year, pray in my Rosary every morning, doing the different devotionals, making sure I read the Mass readings every day, which I do anyway, but continuing with that in a more intentional manner. Sometimes I felt like my prayer life was a little bit surface, like I wasn't going deep enough because I had so much on my mind, other things I thinking that I had to do or didn't get done, or a situation that was out of my realm of control. So I think that this year, one of the things I really want to do is step into that time in a more present and more intentional manner that I can really dig deep. One of the things that I really like to do in that time in the morning is do some reading. So beyond the Bible in the year, spiritual reading of the Bible, I like to read books and to increase my knowledge, whether that be spiritual or for health. I have a couple of books that I got for Christmas. I got this one, Living Joy by Chris Stefanik. This is an excellent book about living in joy, how to live a more joyful life. I started that, so that's a good book. And my son got me this, which really sums up, I guess, my idea of what I want to learn about. So this is the real Anthony Fauci book. I'm going to be reading that. I got some other books. This is one, Our Thoughts Determine Our Lives. This is by Elder Thaddeus, and he is a monk, I believe. And so I'll be reading How Our Thoughts Determine Our Lives. I just want to learn so much, so I will be doing some more reading and more intentional time in that morning, in those morning hours. So just being consistent with that and making sure how I track that. I don't really have a habit tracker, but how I track my morning time, my Bible in a year, my readings, and my prayer life is I don't really track it to say, okay, it's done, I did that. I track it through journaling, because journaling each day gives me a way to write down what I might be learning, what my prayer intentions are, what I'm grateful for. I start each day with gratitude, thanking God for everything in my life, the breath in my lungs, the fact that I can get up early and sit in a warm house and sit with him. There's just so many things. So my journaling is how I track it. So I don't have a habit tracker for like my spiritual practice. I like to journal about it. And so that it just makes it become more of part of my life, more consistent. It's become such a habit that it's just more consistent. The only problem is sometimes when we form habits, we forget to pay attention to the details. And I found this past year, especially in my morning routine, I really need to take time to be intentional, to pay attention to the details. Pay attention to the scripture I'm reading. Pay attention to the prayer. Pay attention to our Lord's voice when I'm in silence. So if I had a goal or resolution in that area of my life, that would be present, joy. Just stop your mind, because we can control our thoughts. We can make them think in a certain way. So just pay attention. That's the health of my mind, body, and soul. And one of the other things that I'm really going to be focused on is growing my YouTube channel. I get to grow this channel and teaching other women how to be healthy in this stage in life, how fasting can absolutely change your life. It can heal you. It can help you reverse certain conditions. It can make you stronger. It can help you have longevity. It can help you to balance hormones. All these things that it's done for me, my passion and my will is I just want to share that with other women, because I see women, especially in this time in your life, in middle age, we get stuck. We're in our lives, we're living our day-to-day life, and we think that that's it. I know, I was there. I thought in my mid-40s, that was it. This is how it was going to be. My health was going to decline. I was going to be overweight. I wasn't going to be able to participate or have a life. One of the wonderful quotes that I just heard this week, and it really stuck with me, is you can have your babies and your dreams too. And that, I think, is such a wonderful thing to think of. You can have your babies and have your dreams too. God didn't stop us from dreaming or from having goals or for having things that we were supposed to put our hand to when we have babies. Yes, there's a certain season in your life where your focus is all on babies and children and doing the things that we have to do to rear them and bring them up. But as they get older, even in toddler or grade school years, we have an opportunity to learn. We have an opportunity to grow. We have an opportunity to become fully who we are. And in this midlife, especially new things that I'm learning about how our brain functions, how our body functions, how our hormones are functioning, we have an opportunity to add to our families, to relationships, to our church, to our society, because we have so much wisdom. We have so much knowledge. We have so much experience. We just have to learn how to bring that all together and be able to serve it to the women around us. We're called to show other women, especially younger women and our children, how to live a fulfilled life, what to do, those habits to put into place. And so as we move in and have those goals, we get to show others the path. We get to share our journey with them. And so on YouTube, that's what I want to do, is share my journey with other women, especially fasting and how that has changed my life. That's one of my biggest parts of my channel, that, but also my faith. Also learning how to eat properly, how to support your hormones and your body through what you eat, your lifestyle. Everything is all connected. And I build it on around my fasting lifestyle, because fasting affects everything. It affects your mind. It affects your body. It affects your spirit. And that's why I think it's so important as a lifestyle tool and a weapon to be able to become the women that we are called to be, especially in this time in life, midlife and beyond. I was reading this morning in Bible in a Year. One of the things I read in Genesis, and I reread it, was that God has said that man will have a life, his life will be 120 years. That's how long I believe we are supposed to be living, 120 years. And because of lifestyle, because of our choices, because of our environments, because of the stress, because of the different ways that we live our life, eating too much, eating too often, not giving our bodies a rest, that a lot of us have chronic diseases and things that we can reduce, reverse, avoid by choosing our lifestyle. I plan on being here till at least 100. I've already warned my children. I'm going to make sure that I live in a way that supports that. And that's what I want to share here, is how every day can be joyful. Every day can be a journey. Every day can be your step to fulfilling whatever life you have left. Maybe that is another 60 years. Maybe that's another 50 years. Maybe we don't know, and it's just a couple of days. But when you're moving towards a goal and you're doing things every day that every day make you better, it just brings joy. It brings joy, it brings purpose, and it helps you to know you're fulfilling the mission that God has given to you on this earth, in this life right now. So that's what I plan on doing. My YouTube channel, I do want to get more subscribers, but the idea isn't to get so many subscribers. It's to get subscribers that want to be here, that are my people, that want to learn from me, that want to share their experience and be part of this community. And I have to get so many watch hours to become, monetized on YouTube. I know it's doable. I mean, I've gotten over 500 subscribers, and that was a goal, and I made that goal. So I'm just going to keep plugging along and hitting goals. And so that's what I wanted to share today. I want you to take some time and just reflect on your own life, the year before you, 2025. What can you do? Are there habits that you can step up? Are there habits that you need to put in place, that you know you need to put in place and you haven't yet? And even think about this. Is there something in your life that you're doing that maybe you should remove? maybe you should take out of your life. Have some goals, not really resolutions, but have some goals to move forward for a healthier, holier, happier life, to make sure that you're nourishing your mind, your body, and your soul so that you can become just who it is God has called you to be, the woman that you are meant to be in this stage in your life and beyond. I will talk to you in the next video.